One thing with Jack that he definitely teaches me is to choose joy in all things. Even on the really hard days, Jack still has a smile on his face. He makes the most of every situation the best. The day that we became licensed foster parents was also the same day that we received a phone call, and it was for our first placement. And we heard that there was a little boy in the NICU at CHRISTUS, Trinity Mother Francis, and he needed a place to come home. I just remember looking at this precious little boy, and never in a million years did we realize that was going to be our forever son.
It's an odd experience to wake up with 3 children and to go to bed with 4 children that night. Was ultimately adopted, and we've been on this journey ever since.
We knew with Jack that because of his kind of rough start, that he was going to have some developmental delays. The gap was getting farther and farther of the developmental delays, and so that was when Dr. Barrett started running a series of tests on Jack, and which ultimately led to him having an MRI, and the MRI showed lesions on his brain that was indicators of a metabolic disease. And then we ended up in Houston at a mitochondrial center of excellence, and that was when we were told that that Jack has Lee syndrome, and we didn't even know. We'd never heard of Lee syndrome. It's a very rare disease, and it's a very serious disease.
It is a progressive, non-treatable, non-curable disease. Because of Jack's diagnosis of Lee syndrome, he does have a weakened immune system, and when he gets normal childhood coughs and colds and illnesses that might run a fever in an otherwise healthy child, for Jack it's a very big deal. Dr. Barrett has helped us establish certain protocols. Unfortunately, we have had to use the emergency room at CHRISTUS a few times and had a couple of hospital admissions, and it certainly has been a much easier time for us when they know who Jack is, when they've already spoken to Dr. Barrett prior to our arrival and they know what his diagnosis is. We have been blessed that the hospital and the emergency room have special equipment to find veins and IV access. We have come to find out that that's been provided largely due to Children's Miracle Network, and we are firsthand recipients of what a blessing that is.
Every day with Jack is a bit of a mystery. Jack has some really good days, and Jack has some really hard days. We go to physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy. Cognitively, Jack is 5 years old, and which is sometimes hard for him too, because he gets frustrated because he wants to be independent, and he is such a determined little boy.
We have 3 older children. He goes to every soccer game, basketball game, dance recital. Jack's favorite color is yellow. And when you think about the color yellow, it's bright, it's a little bit loud, and that kind of personifies Jack. It's just happy, it's warm. Jack has played t-ball in a walker and a gait trainer. He is playing t-ball this year in his wheelchair. There are a few things that Jack can't do. It looks a little different, but Jack has as normal of a childhood as our other 3 children.
He's one of the sweetest gifts that the Lord has given us to our family, to bring him into our home. It's truly, there are no words to adequately describe, I think, how Casey and myself and Luke and Jordan and Molly, how much love they have and we have. for Mr. Jack Bryans.